You're not alone if you've ever wondered whether that intense bond is destiny or just an illusion. The concept of twin flames can lead to spiritual growth, but it can also cause confusion and even harmful relationship patterns. Some people cross paths and feel like time stands still. Just one look is enough to shake the heart and confuse the mind. And then comes that nagging question, is this real or is it all in my head? A lot of people have gone through this kind of confusion and, spoiler alert, no, you're not crazy. What you felt might actually be something deep and rare, maybe even a twin flame connection. But be careful, intensity doesn't always mean destiny. The concept of twin flames is beautiful, deep, and full of mystery, but it can also be dangerous when misunderstood. Many people confuse obsession with a spiritual mission. You know those people who stay stuck with someone toxic, saying it's because they're twin flames? Exactly. Without self-awareness, this belief can turn into an emotional trap. What was meant to bring healing ends up bringing chaos, and chaos isn't always necessary for growth. But hold on, that doesn't mean you need to cut ties or build walls around your heart. The idea here is to look at this possibility with more awareness. Twin flames, when truly understood, aren't meant to keep anyone trapped in a cycle of pain. On the contrary, they exist to set us free. And that's exactly why, in the next step, we're going to explore what this journey really means, without the Hollywood fantasies, but with our feet on the ground and our spirit lifted. A lot of people hear about twin flames and immediately think of a movie-style romance, magical connection, past life reunion. But the real power lies in something that goes far beyond the stories we hear out there. This video is here to give you a different perspective. One that opens your eyes, not one that keeps you stuck in unrealistic ideals. The goal is to free you, not to trap you. Because once you understand the true purpose of this journey, everything starts to make sense, even the painful parts. There are a lot of myths being fed on social media, and many people get lost in the fantasy without realizing the deep potential for growth that lies beneath. Twin flames aren't here to make your heart flutter at every good morning text. They're here to spark expansion of the mind, the heart, and the soul. That's why seeing things clearly is so important. The more you understand the path, the lighter it becomes. And trust me, lightness doesn't mean ease. Awakening hurts, but it sets you free. Here, the intention isn't to sell you a dream, but to empower you. It's like lifting a veil, revealing that even though not everything is what it seems, everything still has a purpose. If you've ever caught yourself wondering why certain connections shake you so deeply, maybe it's time to change the question. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what is this trying to show me? The twin flame journey starts to make sense the moment we shift our focus. And deep down, this is just the beginning of true understanding. When we talk about twin flames, it's common to imagine two people who were born to be together, as if the entire universe were working behind the scenes to bring them back to each other. But the reality isn't as romantic as it sounds. Many times, these connections come with pain, separation, and a direct confrontation with your inner shadows. And that's where a lot of people get lost, thinking they're living a fairy tale when in truth, they're stepping into a deep and personal transformation. This connection isn't about the other person, it's about you. Meeting your twin flame is like looking into a mirror. It reflects your wounds, your traumas, your patterns, everything you try to hide from yourself. That's why it hurts. That's why it's so intense. And it's in that mirror that the real inner work begins. There's no point in romanticizing the pain. It needs to be understood, faced, and transformed. The other person may trigger it, but the healing? That's your responsibility. Many people believe they'll only be complete when they're with their twin flame. But that's an ego trap. The true reunion isn't with someone else, it's with yourself. When you heal, when you embrace yourself, when you grow stronger, only then can the universe bring you what you truly need, even if that means letting that person go. Because the love that awakens you isn't always the love that stays. And that's okay. That too is part of the mission. Most people believe the twin flame connection is all about a whirlwind love story. But the truth is, the mission behind this bond goes way beyond romance. It comes to break patterns, awaken the soul, and completely reshape the way you see yourself in the world. We're talking about a force that shakes your inner foundation, not to destroy you but to rebuild you from a new level of awareness. And honestly, that can be just as challenging as it is liberating. When two twin flames meet, what happens isn't just about the two of them, it's about the collective impact that their connection can generate. This union has the power to cleanse ancestral karma, heal generational wounds, and open portals for spiritual growth. It's like the universe is saying, you remember who you are, now help the world remember too. It's not uncommon for people to feel called after this encounter to help others through therapy, art, spirituality, or social projects. The connection grows and becomes a mission. And here's what's most fascinating. Twin flames don't always need to stay together physically to fulfill that purpose. Sometimes, separation is exactly the trigger that activates the transformation. For example, some people only discover their creative, intuitive, or healing gifts after the pain of losing their twin flame. All of this shows that this kind of connection isn't about ownership or attachment, it's about surrendering to your own path. And that's where a deep turning point begins, which leads us to the next insight. If there's one thing a twin flame connection brings, it's a deep mirror to the soul. And what we see in that mirror isn't always beautiful or comfortable. This person awakens in you everything that needs healing: fears, traumas, insecurities, childhood wounds. It's as if they hold up a mirror and say, "Look, this is also you. What are you going to do with it now?" And as painful as that may seem, this confrontation is one of the greatest gifts of the journey. A lot of people mistake this for a toxic relationship, but the difference lies in the purpose. The pain that shows up here isn't meant to destroy you, it's meant to free you. Of course, that doesn't mean you should tolerate abuse or unnecessary suffering. Quite the opposite. The true meeting with a twin flame teaches you, above all, to choose yourself. To say no when it's needed. To look inward with compassion and courage. Because no one can heal you, except you. And that brings us to a crucial point. The healing process with a twin flame is individual. Even with a powerful connection, each person has to walk their own path of self-discovery and growth. Sometimes those paths run side by side. Other times they go in completely different directions. But always, they lead back to a place where self-love is the foundation of everything. And that's exactly what prepares us for the next and final insight. The mirroring between twin flames is like holding up a giant mirror to your face and seeing, without filters, everything you try to hide, your light and, most of all, your shadows. This connection isn't made only of sweet moments, but of intense cycles of union and separation that test your patience, self-confidence, and capacity to forgive. It's a deep dive into your own essence, where every reunion brings a new opportunity to heal wounds that run deep. These cycles of coming and going, although painful at times, are actually mechanisms of healing and growth. Imagine that with each separation you're given the space to work on your own shadow, the fears, the insecurities, the wounded ego, so that, upon reuniting, the connection feels lighter, more authentic, and more conscious. It's a complex dance that requires emotional and spiritual maturity, but one that can lead to such a deep transformation it feels like being reborn with each phase. And what's truly fascinating is that this mirroring goes beyond the emotional, it can even affect your physical health and energetic state. Those who've experienced it know that a twin flame can reflect symptoms and sensations, almost like an energetic dance where both bodies and souls influence one another. This proves that the twin flame connection isn't just mental or spiritual, it's a complete alchemy that prepares us for the signs the universe is about to reveal. Synchronicity is like the universe whispering in your ear, saying, "Hey, pay attention to this." On the twin flame journey, these repetitive signs show up in almost magical ways, whether it's a number that keeps appearing on the clock, a song that plays at just the right moment, or that déjà vu that makes you stop and wonder, is this really just a coincidence? The truth is, these coincidences carry a message, an invitation to follow the flow of the connection with more awareness. For example, many people report seeing repeating number sequences like 1111, 222, or 333. They work like lighthouses in the dark, signaling that you're on the right path. Vivid dreams involving your twin flame, songs that seem to speak directly to your situation, or even sudden physical sensations are all part of this orchestra of signs. The key is to stay alert and keep track of these details, like writing them down in a journal so you can begin to understand the language of the universe. And the best part? This synchronicity acts like an energetic map, guiding each step of the journey. When you start noticing these messages, the connection takes on a whole new dimension, almost as if life itself is conspiring to help you find your purpose and evolve. But these signs are only the beginning, because what comes next is an even more mysterious form of communication, and that's what we're about to explore. The telepathic connection between twin flames is something that defies any logical explanation, almost like a silent dialogue between souls. Imagine feeling the other's thoughts or emotions even when you're far apart, as if there's an invisible thread linking hearts and minds. This energetic communication can happen through dreams, strong intuitions, or even that inner voice that seems to whisper something important. It's the universe speaking through this subtle bridge. Many people who experience this report receiving messages or alerts almost instantly, without any physical or digital contact. For example, one twin flame might sense what the other is going through during a difficult moment, even miles away and vice versa. It's as if body and soul are constantly exchanging signals, in a fine-tuned harmony that transcends time and space, a true energetic dance. This telepathy doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it makes clear that twin flames aren't just partners, they're interconnected parts of a single whole. Learning to recognize these signs helps build trust in the journey and understand that even when apart, they're always connected. It's yet another layer of mystery that makes this connection so unique and challenging. It's common to confuse twin flames with soulmates or even karmic relationships, but understanding the difference is essential so you don't get lost in this intense journey. While soulmates bring support, comfort, and companionship, and karmic relationships bring lessons often filled with drama, the twin flame connection is about deep transformation, the kind that shakes everything inside you even if it hurts. It's not about someone who just makes you feel good, but someone who pushes you to grow, even if that growth is uncomfortable. Think of twin flames as a mirror without filters, showing not only what you love about yourself but also the parts you try to avoid looking at. This relationship is a true alchemy that sparks inner change, which is why it can be more challenging than any other. A twin flame isn't simply a partner, they are an agent of spiritual transformation which can bring conflicts, separations, and reconciliations, but always with the higher purpose of mutual growth. If you've ever been in a relationship where you felt that mix of deep connection alongside seemingly impossible challenges, you might be experiencing a twin flame relationship. Recognizing this difference helps you avoid searching for an idealized love and instead accept the real and intense process that comes with it, even if it's not always easy. And to keep evolving, the next step is to understand what this journey demands from you, and that's exactly what we're going to explore next. What you should do if you believe you've found your twin flame. If you believe you've found your twin flame, the first step isn't to chase after that person desperately. It's about looking inward. The twin flame journey isn't about perfect romance, it's about spiritual evolution. And that starts with you. Ask yourself, what does this person awaken in me? Which parts of me do they illuminate, and which shadows do they reveal? Often, the intensity of the connection can bring confusion, anxiety, and even pain. That's why practicing detachment is essential. This doesn't mean abandoning the other person, but rather letting go of trying to control what will happen. Allow the process to flow naturally. What is meant to be will align in the right time, and forcing a meeting or reconciliation can actually delay the growth this connection is meant to bring. Invest in self-awareness. Meditation, therapy, personal and spiritual development are powerful allies on this journey. Your focus should be on becoming your best version, not for the other person but for yourself. When both people do this inner work, the reunion, if it's meant to happen, will occur naturally, harmoniously, and transformatively. And remember, finding your twin flame is a call to grow, not to suffer. Respect your boundaries, keep your energy clear, and trust the process. True love begins within you. Now that you understand what it really means to find your twin flame, you can see it's not just about romantic love, right? This journey is deep, challenging, and often intense, but it can also be one of the most transformative experiences of your life. If this connection has come into your life, it's there for a reason. And that reason is almost always to take you to a new level of awareness, healing, and self-love. But remember, the twin flame journey shouldn't be an emotional prison. True love frees you. It inspires, transforms, and strengthens, and it doesn't keep you stuck in cycles of pain or anxiety. If you're living this experience, value the lessons, trust divine timing, and take care of yourself first. True connection begins within. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button now because it really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment below if you've ever experienced a connection this intense or if you believe you've found your twin flame. I'd love to read your stories. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because every week there's new content about relationships, spirituality, and curiosities that expand the mind and touch the heart. See you in the next video. Until then, take good care of your energy.